channel. So today I'm going to be doing another Mommy Monday favorites, and I haven't done one of these in a second. I think the last one I did was like 2 years ago or something like that. So if I remember, I'll put a link down below so you guys can watch that one if you guys want to watch another one. I don't know. I have a lot of good products in the last video I did, and I actually wanted to put them in this video, but that would be obviously redundant because you guys have already heard about them. But my last Mommy Monday favorites had a ton of amazing products in them as well. So these are just products that I think are very, very beneficial for parenthood and for kids, and they're just some of my all-time favorite products for my kids. So I hope you guys like this video, and let's go ahead and jump right in because I have quite a bit of stuff. So first up is shampoo and conditioner. So it's hard, I feel like, to find a good shampoo and conditioner for your kids. Like, I feel like kids' hair just gets so tangly and just dirty and just, you know, they're always in the wind and it just gets, ugh. So I have a hard time finding like a good shampoo and conditioner that really, really detangles and really makes me feel like I'm getting the hair really clean. So I decided to go with Shea Moisture. This is the Daily Hydration Shampoo and Conditioner. And I like Shea Moisture in general. It's a great brand. They're cruelty-free. And I love this for my kids' hair. So I have the shampoo and the conditioner. And the thing I love about this is I feel like it actually gets my kids' hair soft. Like when I brush through their hair after their bath, it actually feels like it's really soft and detangled. And that's the one thing I want in a shampoo and conditioner for my children, is that it detangles their hair, because I cannot stand brushing through their ratty hair. I feel like this does a really great job at detangling, and it works well cleaning, and the smell is really good. And then usually after this, I've mentioned this before, but I'm just going to mention it since I'm talking about hair right now. It's the It's a 10 leave-in conditioner. It's the Miracle Leave-In product, and this does wonders also for detangling hair, but I always use this first, and then when they get out I use this, and it's like a breeze to brush through their hair. So plus it's not overly expensive, so you don't have to go to like a salon or something to buy it, and it just works well. So Shea Moisture is actually a pretty natural brand. Like, it doesn't have all of like the crappy stuff in it that you just don't want in shampoo and conditioners. They actually have it listed right here. No sulfates, no parabens, no mineral oil, no propylene glycol, no phthalates, no animal testing, and no petroleum. So great brand. So while we are on the topic of hair, I want to talk about this little brush here. You guys have seen me use this in my videos before. I think I've had this brush for a really long time. So this is amazing for kids' hair. For one, because it is boar bristle brush, or whatever you want to call it, it runs their hair really easy. Like, you can get the rats out really well. They always ask me to use this brush over any other brush that we own, because this doesn't hurt their head, because it kind of has some give to it. And so it might take a little bit longer to get all the rats out, but it doesn't hurt them as much. So they love when I brush their hair with this. And it also has this little tip at the end, so you can actually part their hair if you're gonna do like pigtails or braids or something like that. So it has this little tool, which is amazing to have, and I just love this brush for the girls. I always pack it when I go on vacations, and if you just go to Amazon and type in teasing brush, these will come up. A lot of hairstylists use this for like updos and stuff like that, because it's really good for like teasing. But I like using it on my kids' hair. It just works fantastic. Next up is this. These are these trays here. And if you guys want a really good product, you guys have to watch my How to Get Your Kids to Eat video, because there is a genius product in that video that you guys are gonna die over, because oh my gosh, did it do wonders for my children. But I'll link that video down below if I remember. But these are actually just from the Dollar Tree, and the reason I love these specifically is all the different compartments. And sometimes I like to do just like snack plates for my kids, where I don't really have like an exact meal. It's just more like little things all over their plate that they can just kind of like munch on. And this is perfect for that, because there's so many different compartments. Like, you can do cheese, nuts, cucumbers, apples, cheese and crackers, or whatever you want to do. It's more snack plate style, I feel like, which makes it really fun. And plus, they're really easy to clean. I usually just take like a sponge and put soap on it and then rinse it, and they're clean. And they stack really well, so they're really skinny, and you can just store them in your cupboard. Really, really easy, and I just really like these. These are like my new favorite trays for my kids to eat on, and they were only $1 a piece. I feel like I want to get rid of like all my other trays that I have and just get like 7 of these, because they're so thin and I can just literally slide them into my cupboard and it takes up no space. And I just love the amount of compartments on these trays. So I love these. They're only $1, and they're at the Dollar Tree right now, and they're just amazing little trays. I love them. So this next product is something that may be a little bit controversial, but it's something that I truly, truly believe in. And I feel like this day and age, kids are not taught to think. And I've always kind of struggled with this idea of how am I going to teach my kids the importance of thinking and pondering and, you know, taking in information and like understanding it and then creating their own opinions and thoughts on it and feeling valid and capable of doing that. Because I never wanted to be one of those parents that tells my kids what to think and make them feel like their opinions or their thoughts aren't valid, because I want them to feel confident and I want them to learn the importance of logic and thinking, basically. And so I bought this book. It's called The Little Book of Big Questions, and I bought this about 3 years ago. And this book is so good because basically it just goes through all the big questions that we all have in life, and it presents it in a way to get your kids to see all the different perspectives that one might have, and then kind of ask them like, what do you think? What do you think about this? And it really opens up discussion for your kids to kind of like take in the information that it gives you and then kind of make their own opinions on it or talk to you kind of about what they think. And then, you know, you can kind of tell them what you kind of think about it, and you guys can just have a really nice conversation about it. But it really forces your kids to kind of take in information and in a very unbiased way. So this book covers a lot of different topics. I'll read some of them to you guys so you guys know what I mean. So there's this many topics here that it covers, and some of them being, how did the universe begin? What is life? What happens when you die? What were the first humans like? How are animals different than humans? Should we treat animals differently than humans? Do aliens exist? Is time travel possible? Why isn't life fair? Is it wrong to kill people? Are some people better than others? How do we know what is right and wrong? And it's just a whole bunch of interesting questions like that. And I love this so much because it's such a good way to teach kids logical thought, because it's so important to teach your kids that. And not only that, it's so important to teach them confidence in that and that they are capable, even at a very young age. Like, I'm gonna read one to you. Should we treat animals differently from humans? We can make decisions that animals can't, and we'll probably always make decisions for them. But if you mean, is there any difference between hurting an animal and hurting a person? Well, I think both are wrong. So she says what she thinks, but she says, does everyone agree that hurting animals is wrong? And she says no. So it kind of shows that like you can have different opinions. Like, I think this, but not everyone thinks that. You know what I mean? Some religions and many people believe that animals were put on earth to be used by people, so we can use them any way we want. Others believe that we should hurt animals as little as possible, but if it's necessary for humans, food or medicine or comfort, then we might have a right to hurt them. Should we ever hurt them? Think about it. You might say straight away that we should never hurt animals in any circumstances. But what about this, and she goes off and names some things, and then she goes, what do you think? And so what I usually try to do with this book is at the very end when it says, what do you think? I always let Elena answer first. I don't read this book to Emery yet, obviously, but I always let Elena answer first. And then a lot of times I'll kind of tell her what I think and, you know, try to be like, it's a really fun thing to think about, you know, and it's okay if your opinions change over time. Like, that's the beauty of these types of questions. Like, we can always think and change our mind and learn. So I love this book. I think it is so good for kids, and I just love it so much. Next up is something that I'm obsessed with, and I think I've talked about this in a video before. I actually don't know if I put this in my last video. Did I? I don't remember, actually. I kind of want to do something similar to this, but I want to kind of do it in a different way, kind of pinpoint it to kids, especially creative kids or kids that are really into experiments or kind of trying things or science, you know, seeing what happens if you do this. And I think it would be really fun. And I've kind of like bounced ideas around in my head on creating a book like this. But I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of something that's just kind of floated around in my head. I've just never actually saw it through. But this is the Wreck This Journal. And I did this with Elena like a couple years ago, and she loved this. And it's called Wreck This Journal, but Elena always called it Breakfast Journal. She thought it was called her Breakfast Journal. It was so funny. One time I was like, she's like, Mom, can we do my food journal? And I was like, food journal? Like, what do you mean food journal? And she goes, my breakfast journal. And I was like, what's a breakfast journal? But she was talking about Wreck This Journal. But basically what it is, it's like each page you have a different thing that you have to do. So throw something, a pencil, a ball dipped in paint. So you throw it at that. Do some rubbings with a pencil. So we just took money and we rubbed over them with a pencil. Scribble wildly, violently with reckless abandon. So it's just like random things that you do to this book. Draw lines while in motion on the bus, on the train, or while walking. So she did that. And it was just a really, really fun book to do with your kids because it's like you get to spend time with them, you get to do really random funny things, like you get to tie a string to it and like throw it around, and it's just like one of those really fun little activities that you can do with your kids. And I just love this. I think you should definitely get it. I kind of want to get her another one and see kind of how she does it differently now. Because I think that it would be very different now as a 6-year-old versus like 4. Next up is magazine subscription. So, okay, I don't know about you guys, but I was a magazine subscription junkie when I was a kid. I got YM, I got American Cheerleader, I got American Girl magazine when I was young, and I was always so excited to get magazines in the mail. Like, I loved it, and I would always put them by my bed and read them at night before I went to bed. It was like my favorite thing to do was read magazines before bed. And Elena always sees me get like makeup in the mail from companies, and she's always like, why do you always get stuff in the mail? Like, how does that work? Like, she thought for the longest time that the mailman was like Santa and he just like gave you gifts in the mail. And so I was like, what can I do for Elena to maybe get some surprises in the mail? And instead of spending like $30 or $40 on a subscription box, I just got her a magazine subscription to Discovery Kids, and she loves animals and science, so she loves this. She always looks through it before she goes to bed. Sometimes we'll read little things, and it's just very kid-friendly, like lots of pictures and just like interesting facts. There's like quizzes in here and like funny things, like jokes and stuff. It's just a really fun thing, and every time she gets it in the mail, she gets really excited. And magazine subscriptions aren't that much money, so it's a really fun thing to do for your kids if you kind of want them to have a surprise every month, and it's fun to read with them as well. So I definitely recommend doing this. Really, really good thing. And there's lots of different magazines that you can get for them. I know there's like Puppy Pals and other stuff as well, but she really likes Discovery Kids. So last but not least are these little headphones, and I actually bought a set for Elena and a set for Emery for when we went on our trip to Hawaii, and I love these. First of all, you can get these in like the kids section of like Best Buy. So these are really awesome because they're for kids, so they're not going to be really expensive, but they have hearing protection, and so you know that they're not gonna hurt the kids' ears, because I do feel like sometimes like kids don't know if something is too loud, you know what I mean? And so the nice thing about this is it has hearing protection, so you know it's never gonna be too loud. And Elena loves this in the car because there's times where we're going on like a long trip or something like that, and she likes music. Elena loves to listen to music or audiobooks. And so you can just plug this into your phone and they can listen to audiobooks, they can listen to whatever music that they want. Like Elena loves to look through my playlist on my phone, and she has like her own playlist. It's like Elena's playlist. And I'll put that on for her, and she'll just get to go through and pick whatever song that she wants to listen to, and she loves being able to kind of have control over her own music, and she can just listen to it on her little headphones. So that's why I wanted to share these, because I think it's something that you just don't really think about sometimes as a mom, like, oh, I'm gonna let my kids listen to their own music. So if you've never thought of that either, now you have a new thing to do with your kids in the car. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I know it was a little bit all over the place, but yeah, these are just some things that I've been really liking for the girls lately, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if any of these products interest you or you're gonna get them for your kids. I'm definitely curious. So yeah, I think that's it. Don't forget to press the bell notifications button if you haven't already. I know a lot of you guys are having a hard time seeing my videos, so don't forget to do that and you should be notified. And don't forget to comment down below, do all the other good stuff, follow me on all my other social media, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!